first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white and weighing in at 202 pounds. He's from Washington, D.C. and brings a professional record of 13 victories with only 2 defeats, and all 13 victories by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the challenger, Ezra Sellers. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trimmed with silver letters and weighing in at 194 pounds. He comes to us from Las Vegas, Nevada, with a professional record of 22 victories, 15 by KO with 5 defeats and 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the WBU Super Cruiserweight Champion of the World, the untouchable John McClain.
Let's go, champ. Take the hat off. Let's go. Good evening, gentlemen. You received the rules earlier by the WBU. I expect you to obey these rules. Let's have a nice, clean fight. Touch gloves. Good luck to the both of you.
Well, Sellers is going on his honeymoon tomorrow. We hope he's in shape to do that.
Good luck.
But I remember last year, Jim, when we had a fellow whose honeymoon was spent in the ring. He had gotten married the night before.
Yeah, Sellers, I think, is looking for something a little more relaxing than that. John McClain likes to call him the quickest, or likes to call himself the quickest man on 2 feet. Says that he got interested in boxing watching Muhammad Ali, to which one might say, who didn't? But he does think of himself as a great mover in there. And now McClain switches to southpaw early, and Ezra Sellers bangs him with a left and a right and says, southpaw, I've got your southpaw right here.
5, 6, 7, 8. Walk to me, big guy.
He switched to southpaw for whatever reason and ran right into a punch.
Sellers, as you can see, is a legitimate southpaw. So by switching to the southpaw stance, McClain left himself open for a right and a left, and down went the champ.
A lot of it has to do with this guy having 1 ounce of sweat on his body.
Keep it clean, gentlemen. Step back.
He tried.
Did not warm up in the corner in the dressing room. Comes out, his body is dry, and that's what happened.
And a lot of what happens now is about survival and trying to get through this round.
Down goes McClain again. A quick right hand by Sellers in close. McClain doesn't look ready to go on, and Arthur McCanty Jr. stops the fight.
That's it. You got it, Doc.
A honeymoon of a fight to launch a real honeymoon for Ezra Sellers.
What hurt you?
KO.
Sellers is in the stable of Roy Jones.
Got a stool, my friend.
Perhaps that is a good omen.
First exciting moment of the evening for the contingent from Pensacola. I was about to tell the crowd and the audience here, George, about Sellers being a sparring partner for so many different guys. He didn't show any sparring partner's mentality there.
No, he went for a knockout. He got him down and he tried to finish. Generally, sparring partners, they don't like doing that.
He had a reputation as a puncher, and after he knocked him down, he went about his business.
He hails from Mobile, Alabama. Here is Earl Bulldog Talley. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the red trunks, white trim. He also weighs in at 198 pounds. His professional record, 10 victories, 2 defeats. He has 10 knockouts. He hails from Pensacola, Florida, the Big E, Ezra Sellers. 8 rounds, heavyweights.
Gentlemen, you receive instructions from the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Be confident.
Round 1.
Heavyweight battle is with Sellers. The southpaw, 27 years old, a fine prospect in the red trunks. Earl Bulldog Talley, a veteran. Record of 8-13 in a white trunk. Looking to score a big upset over a guy who's heavily favored over him tonight, Ezra Sellers. Sellers is 10-2, and all 10 of his wins have been by KO. And frankly, Talley has not displayed a great chin during the course of his season.
Talley just has to get in there and go for it all right now, because the longer he lets Sellers get into a rhythm, get into his offense, he'll take him out of there.
Well, he's at a big reach disadvantage, almost 6 inches. Height, everything really in the favor of Ezra Sellers in terms of the physical disparity between the two. And down goes Earl Talley with the first solid punch that he's hit with in the fight.
He threw a straight left from the shoulder to the southpaw that it looked like it, but he got up.
Oh, he beat the count. Can you believe that? He looked almost dead to the world with the count of 8, but that's it. He may have beaten the count.
He's had enough.
But the referee, Telis Asimenios, has stopped the fight, and it was a quick one.
Basically one punch, Rich, that was it. A straight left hand right from the shoulder, picture perfect, did all the damage.
First time that Ezra Sellers even landed a shot. Down went Earl Talley. And Ezra Sellers now improves his record to 11-2, and all 11 of his wins have been by KO. His first fight, Ezra Sellers, was with Bruce Seldon. It's not really a way you want to start a pro debut, and predictably he was stopped in 2 rounds.
Very few fighters, when they lose their first fight by a knockout, it's hard to get back into it. But he did. Look at this punch, though, right from the shoulder. Sellers got him coming in right on the button.
Well, as I mentioned, Earl Bulldog Talley does not display any ability whatsoever to take a punch. And that really did not look like a great punch to me.
Bulldog does not have the bite. Sellers did what he was supposed to do. He saw the opening, he took it. You don't want the fight to go long and let your opponent get back into it. He took him out when he was supposed to.
Quick little short left. Mark Barrow now ready to give us the official particulars.
And he hails from the Show Me State of Missouri, city of St. Louis, and he's here tonight to do just that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sid No Mercy Man. And his opponent fighting out the red corner. He's wearing the majestic black and gold. He weighed in at a fit, fighting and ready 196 pounds. His excellent professional record: 21 big victories against 3 defeats, 19 big KOs to his credit, and he's ranked number 8 in the world by the IBF, number 1 by the WBO, and looking for a world title shot. Hailing from the sunshine state of Florida, city of Pensacola, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reigning NABO Cruiserweight champ. That title not on the line tonight. Please welcome Ezra Sellers. 10 rounds cruiserweights.
Ezra said both of you received your instructions yesterday. I told you what I expect of you. Pay attention to me out here. Shake hands. Come out boxing.
There's a look at Ezra Sellers. He'll come in there as the distinguished favorite based on his experience, southpaw credentials.
A lot of power.
Hoping to keep his spot. And Sid Mack, in the biggest bout of his career, he's had 12 wins. And in all of his fights, he said he has scored knockdowns, 7 knockouts to his credit. Also trained by Harold Petty, who's a fine boxer out of St. Louis himself. So if Sid Mack can get over the butterflies here, see if he makes this a fight. Right hook by Sellers. Showing some movement.
Sellers a heavy-handed puncher.
Wild miss by Sellers. No, we don't see him go to the late rounds too much.
No.
Early in a fight, he is dangerous. There's a right hook by Sellers. Digs to the body.
Sellers one of the nice guys in boxing also.
And after the weigh-in yesterday, Max said it was nice to meet Ezra, and he may not know him too long in this fight. So, 1 knockdown already, and Sid Mack is looking at quite an uphill battle. That wasn't even Ezra Sellers' best.
No, it wasn't.
So can Mack get out of this opening round? Here comes Sellers pouring it on.
Mack should move away a little bit, clear his head.
Does he know what to do under pressure here against a swarming, very strong fighter? And Sellers in total control, and Mack is lost out there. He is over his head.
Should be clinching at the very least, but don't stand in front of Ezra Sellers.
Elmo Adolph will look at this very closely.
And he stopped it. Oh, man.
Well, you know what? We're just talking about the experience level that is separating the fighters. Elmo Adolph knows that. He looked in there, saw the lack of defense Sid Mack was putting up. Probably afraid he'd really get very seriously hurt.
He would, because he just was all over him. He wasn't jabbing to keep him off him. He wasn't clinching. He was in awkward position as he was bending down, which you might expect from someone with a couple of pro fights or a couple of amateur fights.
Sometimes a referee has to anticipate what looks like it's going to happen. We've already had one knockdown, and it wasn't Sellers' best stuff.
Driving,
that put Sid Mack down.
Straight left, drove him back. Left uppercut, 1-2. And he saw enough.
It's the main event. Would you please welcome to the ring now, from Pensacola, Florida, USA, Ezra Silla.
Well, this man has been in training camp in Florida for the last 6 weeks preparing for this fight. Is that bad news for Carl Thompson? He's a dangerous puncher with a lot of quick wins on his record. Southpaw, quite speedy, and I think he's a threat.
Yes, I think he's got to be a threat. Anybody who can punch like he can, 21 KO wins in 23 fights, that's a danger man, and is a big threat for Carl Thompson.
But he has got a fragile chin, Glenn.
He has got a fragile chin, but he's got that punch power. He's also a southpaw, which makes it even more difficult. This is a tricky fight for Thompson.
From Washington, D.C., they're based these days in Florida, and saying a little prayer in the corner by the look of things, Ezra Sellers.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring the IBO Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Carl the Cat Thompson.
Well, I told you he'd be in shape, and he looks as if he's in shape, doesn't he? Lives in the gym almost. Carl Thompson, they call him the Cat because of his initials of his name, Carl Adrian Thompson. From here in Manchester, a man who's had 4 proper, legitimate World Championship fights, 4 European Championship fights, and 2 British Championship fights. It's quite a record, and he's only lost twice in the last 10 years. One of them was on an injury against Ralph Rocchigiani, the other when Johnny Nelson stopped him in 5, controversially, he says, and ripped away his WBO Cruiserweight title. As you've been hearing, he aches for a rematch, but first, he has this big job to do. Quick ones because of his big punch and dodgy chin.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to the Forum here in Wythenshawe, in the delightful city of Manchester, England, for tonight's World Championship Boxing, proudly presented by Barry Hearn, for and on behalf of Ringside Boxing Promotions, in association with Prince Promotions and Matchroom Sport, and sponsored here by MatchroomSport.com, and a very warm welcome to our viewers joining us live and exclusive here on Sky Sports. You've joined us for the very best ringside seat in the business. All the officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control and the IBO President, Ed Levine of Florida, USA. He has appointed Fight Supervisor Charlie Payne of Ham Common, Surrey. The matchmaker is Mr. Graham Lockwood, and the timekeeper at the bell from the still city of Sheffield is Mr. Barry Pinder. our 3 scoring judges here at ringside. From Florida, USA, Donald Ballas. From Kent, England, Mr. Roy Francis. And from Derby, England, Mr. Paul Thomas. And ladies and gentlemen, the referee in charge of his 94th World Championship, and without a doubt, one of the leading referees in the world today, from New Jersey, USA, Mr. Steve Smoger. They are the officials, here are the contestants, and firstly, the challenger. He's fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black trunks, trimmed with gold. He weighed in at 13 stone, 7 3/4 pounds, and brings a 27 fight record. 23 wins, 21 inside the scheduled distance, and only 4 defeats. He comes from Pensacola, Florida. Would you please welcome Ezra Silas. And ladies and gentlemen, the champion. He's fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the green trunks, trimmed with gold, and weighed in at 13 stone, 7 pounds, 15 ounces, bringing a 33 fight record with 28 wins, 21 inside the scheduled distance, and only 5 losses. He comes to the ring as the reigning and defending IBO Cruiserweight Champion of the World from Manchester, England. Please welcome Carl the Cat Thompson. So let's get the action underway then. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBO's Cruiserweight Championship of the World.
Gentlemen, center ring. Carl.
Steve Smoger.
Ezra.
Very experienced referee, will say, God bless you both. I'll bet
you.
you.
Given your instructions at the weigh-in, please obey my commands at all times, respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. God bless.
I knew he would. Steve Smoger, who was in charge of the Mike Tyson Nielsen fight, Brian Nielsen fight out in Copenhagen recently, and Bernard Hopkins' big win over Felix Trinidad. He's getting some big appointments, and I'm sure he's fulfilling a lifetime ambition by being at the Withenshaw Forum here tonight. Carl Thompson in the green and yellow trunks, defending his IBO Cruiserweight Championship here. Title he's picked up since losing the more widely recognized World Boxing Organization belt. But as you've been hearing, he's trying to get back to Nelson. Not a good time to go out and make a snack this, because this could be a quick one. They can both hit a bit, and Sellers' chin has been known to give way. The American looking circumspect early on, to put it mildly.
Yes, he's very much on the move, keeping at range, but you got to watch for that left hand of Sellers. Just has that one poised for Thompson to make a mistake.
Still waiting the first punch. There it is, and it's a left hand from Sellers. Thompson usually known for his grit and staying power and heart. Just a lunge in with the right hand and misses with it. Won this title against the former IBF world champion Uriah Grant. Mind you, Grant was a 40-year-old grandfather by then, not what he was. Thompson best remembered for his 2 classic fights with Chris Eubank. He won them both.
Thompson looking a bit unsteady as that left hand just skimmed past the side of his head.
Well, I have just worried a little about his legs at this late stage of his career. Good right to the body from Sellers, who's doing most of the scoring early on, what little there is of it anyway.
Come on, Kent, keep mine. That's good.
Just trying to work out the style a little, I fancy, Thompson. Good right to the body, too, from Sellers. Sellers, who was put in his debut all those years ago with Bruce Seldon, and a right hand puts Thompson on the floor. There's the power, and he gets up, looks okay. He was up at a count of about 4, have to take a mandatory 8, but that's not a good start for Thompson. This fellow has lights out sort of power, this Ezra Sellers, and Thompson has already felt it, and there's a right back. Well, what a fight we're going to have here, I think. And Sellers is in a much, much worse way as he gets up. And Smoker takes him back to the corner. The bell, I think, went in the middle of all that. It's the end of the round. The fight carries on because the bell ended the round. The count did not continue. But would Ezra Sellers have been able to continue but for that bell?
I don't think he would have been. I don't think he would have gotten through. He's very unsteady as he went back to his corner. There's the little short chopping right hand from Sellers that put Thompson on the floor. There it is, just a reflex punch as Thompson lunged in. And then Thompson getting his own back with a much better, stronger right hand. And Sellers going down pretty heavily there.
What is going to happen here next?
Well, he's often in fights like this, Ezra Sellers, up and down.
Well, he was in an amazing one with Alex Stewart, one of Mike Tyson's old victims, who was a leading heavyweight a few years back, when Stewart was down 3 times and Sellers down 4 times. Stewart won it in the end. He was pretty washed up by then, too. He was recently knocked out in a round by Raymond Garvey, the Cuban, who was also regarded as something of a faded fighter at the time. Sellers, the American in the black trunks. Thompson's right hand wobbles him again, and Thompson might fancy he can take him out. Uppercuts back from the American. This can't last long, surely.
No, it can't. Thompson was hurt a bit by some punches from Sellers on the inside.
Left hook comes back though from Sellers, and he rocks Thompson with a left hook. This could be like the Alex Stewart fight again that I was just telling you about.
It looks like it's going to be.
Stick around, this might be memorable. He just lunged in that time. No knockdown, just lost his footing for a moment there, Thompson. Both down once. Sellers already badly rocked in round 2.
Well, this is all about who's going to make the mistake first, who's going to leave their chin exposed, and who can connect with it the hardest.
There's another right hand and an uppercut, 2 of them. Fast hands he's got, Ezra Sellers. Ooh, big shots and a right hand back from Thompson. They're not bothering with jabs or anything like that. They're just looking for knockout punches all the time. And somehow in the middle of it, Sellers finds time to showboat and then floors Thompson again. There was a big chopping right this time. Thompson looks very unsteady. Dizzy and dazed this time. And there's still nearly a minute left in the round. Now Thompson got up quickly from the knockdown in the other round, but I think this time he's not so good.
No, he's not. He's dazed there. Another big left hand.
Oh, would you believe it? Back he comes to floor the American again. This is quite unbelievable. It's an incredible fight.
Well, the crowd on their feet with this one, Ian.
And there's still 27 seconds left in the round, and another right hand from Thompson. Is that going to do it for him? No, Sellers stands there, and would you believe it, plays bottom. Amazing stuff. And an uppercut from Thompson. Again, his eyes are in orbit, Sellers, as it landed, but somehow he's still on his feet. The bell is coming up, but will it be quick enough? Well, I'm wondering how we've managed to get through 6 minutes. They've both been down twice. Well, I think you've got to score both the rounds level, haven't you?
I think you have. I think they're both 10-10 on the cards. Both of them.
Don't worry about the scorecards. They're going to be purely academic.
Yep, this one's not going to go the distance.
I'll give
Both
you
of them getting hurt with shots. There's Thompson going down, Hurd just hanging onto that rope. He was really hurt with a little short shot there. Chopping right hand did the damage, and Thompson was just left hanging onto that rope. But then straight back again, right hand on the chin of Sellers, and he goes down heavier this time.
Well, this could be about the most exciting up and a downer we've seen since, I think, Kevin Lushing and Chris Saunders. Remember that British welterweight title fight when there were about 7 knockdowns in 3 rounds? And here is the 3rd round of this one. What odds we'll get through another 3 minutes? Well, the crowd have already got value for their admission money and more. Somebody's got to give, but who?
Well, I think Sellers was the one that was hurt worst in that round. He's the one that reacts the baddest when he gets hit with the shots.
Mind you, I think Thompson was in quite a bad way. I was wondering whether he was going to make it when he went down. He's got great powers of recovery, though, as Chris Eubank found out. Sellers almost boxing on the back foot, just looking for counter shots, but what counter shots they've been. And there's another of those right hands that have done the damage for Thompson. And I thought for a moment there, just to spice it up even a bit more, they were both going to fall out of the ring. If they did, Judge Paul Thomas right ahead of us would have been in quite a bad way, I think. So what next here?
Well, they're both just looking for the openings. Sellers on the retreat. Thompson, who's pressing it.
Sellers is trying to line up that left hand. He's inviting Thompson in. Thompson will do that and walks into punches as he does it, and the left hand makes him give ground. He had to step back about 4 feet after that had landed. He really lets them go. They travel a long way, these shots from Sellers, almost from his waist, but he's digging his toes into the canvas to get the power with them.
Yes, he does, and he's quite fast with these punches.
Sellers, who's done some sparring with the great Roy Jones in Pensacola, where he currently lives. Maybe that's why Roy Jones didn't fancy moving up to heavyweight or anything like that, having sparred with this guy. And Thompson goes down again. Looked like he was caught by a right hand. He complains bitterly to Steve Smoker, but knocked down it is. The 5th of the contest. This time Thompson's okay. It was only a short punch, but I think the ref got that right, though Thompson complained. Interesting to see the replay. Oh, only the 1 knockdown in that round. Disappointing, Glenn.
Still.
Welcome back. Just the 5 knockdowns in 3 rounds so far. And here's the latest of them.
Yep, just a choppy little right hand on the way and more off balance than hurt, but it did connect.
Well, Thompson complained, but like the old gag says, why else did he fall? Keep your eye on the referee. It's 4th round. Certainly wasn't a clean blow by the look of it from Sellers.
Good right hand from Thompson.
He's looking for that one all the time, isn't he? And he walks onto a right himself. Holding onto the ropes on the far side. I think he tripped over one of those little advertising hoardings over there. Oh, quick right hand, and this time Sellers took the punch well. Carl Thompson is looking for only one shot, and that is the right hand. Should he be looking for a bit more variety, Glenn?
Well, the right hand is the punch against the southpaw, but he has to be careful of the counters with the right hand from Sellis as he walks in. Thompson maybe showing that right hand a bit too much. You know, should maybe look for something else.
Thompson's a fighter who's had to show some real grit in his career. He took 2 right uppercuts there as he looked for the right hand again. He's won big fights on the continent. He gets a countering right hand as he looked to land his own. Now this is serious. Thompson is down. I don't think he's going to make it this time. It's waved over. The count only got to 6. Steve Smoger says no more. Carl Thompson is knocked out. He's lost his championship. And in the battle of 6 knockdowns, in the end, the final nail goes into Carl Thompson. The American has won, and he was never going to get up from that.
No, he wasn't. That was a really quick counter with the right hand. It was, you know, he was showing his own right too much, Thompson. He had to watch out for that right. He was telegraphing his right, and it was just Sellis kept cool, waited for the opportunity, and then brought in a beautiful punch himself.
Well, there's the look on Johnny Nelson's face, and I think he might have just seen any chance of a confrontation between him, a rematch, with Carl Thompson go out of the window.
Well, I think most definitely that will be the way of things. A shame for Thompson, but it was a good punch from Sellis.
Well, they put him in with a big punch. If somebody was going to go, unfortunately, it was for Thompson, it was him. He was looking to nail him with the right hand and got caught with that cracking shot. Look at this again.
Yep, he looked for that right hand too much, left the chin exposed, and it was a wonderful short right hand from Ezra Sellis.
It was an amazing incident, really, because Thompson here was just a split second from landing his own right when in came the counter, and it was a good night Vienna shot. And Steve Smoger got to 6, took a look into the eyes of Carl Thompson and said, don't need to see any more. Waved it off all over.